Here's Humphrey passing it ahead to Dunn. No good. Excuse me, Allen on the missed layup opportunity. Allen, 3 from the corner. No good. Rebound goes to Dunn. Now working along the baseline. That one tipped away by Preston. And now Leroy will reset. Here's Allen initiating the possession for the Knights. This one bounced into Dunn. Over to Dambra from the corner, no good. Loose ball, Humphrey diving after it. Now Dambra goes on the floor and she's fouled by Batavia's McDonald. Down the lane, Dunn, no good. Fighting for the rebound is McDonald, and she's able to wrestle it away from 2 Leroy rebounders. And a travel call going back to Leroy. Do want to apologize for the late start to tonight's broadcast. We did have technical difficulties that delayed the start. We'll get to our sponsors shortly while obviously bringing you the remainder of this game. Thank you for sticking with us here on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. So we'd like to thank our sponsors, beginning with Genesee Community College. Genesee, your path. GCC offers 60-plus affordable academic programs and over 120 scholarships for you to begin your next journey. Apply for free at genesee.edu/apply or call 866-CALL-GCC today. Also, Empire Tractor, your local New Holland dealer, selling a full range of tractors and farm equipment. Empire Tractor is also proud to sell Dixie Chopper zero-turn mowers, which is the world's fastest mower, and they are now selling and servicing the Coyote line of tractors, mowers, and utility vehicles. Check out their website, empiretractor.com, or visit in person right in front of the Genesee County Fairgrounds. Also, the Ankle and Foot Centers of Western New York. Dr. George Vito has over 30 years of experience and strives to deliver the best ankle and foot care in Western New York. Podiatry services for Leroy, Buffalo, Dunkirk, Angola, Batavia, and the surrounding areas. Ankle and Foot Centers of Western New York has the physicians to turn to for reliable ankle and foot services in the area. Visit them online, ankleandfootcentersofwesternnewyork.com. Also, Yasis Construction and Trucking, your #1 choice for all your construction and asphalt needs. Once again, my apologies for the technical difficulties that delayed tonight's broadcast. Alex Brasky and Mia Laughlin here with you on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. It's been a good start to this game, and expecting an exciting conclusion as well, as Batavia currently holds a 3-point lead over the Knights with 1:57 remaining in the first quarter. 3 seconds called against Leroy. Batavia will take over possession. That one dribbled out of bounds, but knocked away by the Knights. And a giveaway by Batavia. Batavia increases its lead. Varland into the lane, no good. Humphrey on the rebound for Leroy. 30 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. 4-point lead for Batavia. Humphrey up the floor. Damber inside off glass. And Leroy cuts into its deficit. It's now a 2-point game. And McDonald stepped out of bounds on the inbound, and that's a turnover. Leroy will take over here inside the final 15 seconds of play in the first quarter. So 14 seconds remaining here in the first. 2-point lead for the Blue Devils, and another sub has come on for Batavia. Eddie Dart into the game now. Also out there for Batavia, Marisha Tucholsky. And with 6 seconds remaining, Leroy will take it out underneath. Inbound goes to Stefanella around the rim and out. Newton on the rebound, the putback, and it's good. We're all tied at 7 apiece as we head to the second quarter. We'll be right back here on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. All right, and we are back on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Once again, Alex Brasky and Neil Laughlin with you after a brief delay. Forced you to miss the first 6 minutes of this game. It was 5-2 when we picked up. Now 7-7 is your score. 6-7 Leroy taking on 0-12 Batavia. The Blue Devils still in search of their first win of the season under head coach John McCulley, while Coach Rob Curran looking to hold court here within the Knights' castle and get his team a win. Travel opens the second quarter for Batavia as Varland takes too many steps. Allen from the corner, no good. Good hustle on the rebound, as it was McKenzie in there trying to poke it away for Leroy, but Batavia comes up with it. Here's McDonald in transition. Now into the hands of Varland. The opposite wing to Clark. Back to McDonald, thought about the three. Top of the key to Varland, over to Clark now, who attacks the lane, up, and missed the rim off the backboard. Leroy going quickly. Allen at the rim, and Leroy has its first lead of the game. A 2-point advantage for the Knights with 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. McDonald doing a nice job breaking the pressure for Batavia. Now into the hands of Tucholsky in the corner as she's trapped by two Leroy defenders. Varland comes away with the loose ball. off glass from the top of the key, no good. Dunn on the rebound for Leroy. Here come the Knights now. Allen with it out top. Petrie and Walsh await to come in for Batavia at the table. Allen to Dunn. Dunn, no good. That one tipped away by Dart. Dunn gets it back, and it's now a 4-point lead for the Knights. McDonald tried to cross over in traffic, never a wise move, and this one taken away by Allen, and Leroy's on a run now. They lead it by 6. 6 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Tucholsky tried to shift it over to Dart, loose ball. McDonald comes up with it, couldn't get the finish. Dart, second chance, no good. McDonald, third opportunity, no good. Tipped out of bounds off Leroy. Batavia will keep it as Walsh and Petrie re-enter for the Blue Devils. That one tipped away from Varland out of bounds. Batavia will keep it once again. That one heaved up by Walsh. Rebound goes to Petrie, and she's fouled. She'll head to the line with 5:39 remaining in the second quarter. Batavia trailing by 6. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, beginning with Genesee Community College, Genesee Your Path. Apply online for free at genesee.edu/apply. Also, Empire Tractor, your local New Holland dealer, selling a full range of tractors and farm equipment. Empire Tractor is also proud to sell Dixie Chopper zero-turn mowers, which is the world's fastest mower, and they are now selling and servicing the Coyote line of tractors, mowers, and utility vehicles. Also, the Ankle and Foot Centers of Western New York. Dr. George Vito has over 30 years of experience and strives to deliver the best ankle and foot care in Western New York. Lastly, Yasis Trucking and Construction, your number one choice for all your construction and asphalt needs. Once again, we'd like to welcome you in for the second quarter of play between Leroy and Batavia. On the Casella Waste scoreboard, it is 13-7, Leroy in the lead. Casella, your number one provider for all your waste and recycling needs. Bit of a slow start for us here on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Slow start for these offenses as well. It's been a game that's been filled with defense thus far, as Petrie is off the mark on her first free throw attempt. Quick note about Petrie, she was also the kicker for Batavia's sectional championship winning football team this fall. She also competes in soccer during the fall, so a dual sport athlete in the fall, a dual sport or multi-sport athlete throughout the season. Nice bounce pass in there to Dunn, couldn't get the finish, but that was a quality look from Leroy's Kenna McKenzie on the bounce pass. Walsh from the wing drives into lane, over to Clark in the corner, now to the wing to Varland, no good on the three. Petrie on the rebound, can't get the putback, and Stefanella is there to rip it away from McDonald to collect the defensive board for the Knights. So Petrie, 1 of 2 for the line, that makes the score 13-8 here with 5:09 remaining in the first half. Leroy doing a nice job breaking the pressure on recent possessions. And they'll reset now. McKenzie had that one ripped away by Walsh. Petrie came up with the loose ball, and now it's into the hands of Varland. 4.5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Clark from the wing, 3 ball, no good. McDonald in there to poke it away from Stefanella, but it falls into the hands of Dunn. Up the floor to Dambra. She slows the pace for Leroy. Now over to Stefanella, long two. No good. Rebound goes to McDonald. Clark in the corner. Up top to Walsh. Down the lane. No good. Dunn on the rebound. Here comes McKenzie going quickly for Leroy. Allen from the corner inside to Dunn. And she's fouled. She'll head to the line for 2 shots. Dunn gets 1 of 2 free throws to fall. That makes it a 6-point Leroy game. Newton back into the game for the Knights. Here come the Blue Devils going quickly. Clark into the lane, no good. Stefanella on the rebound. Here comes McKenzie with it now, but it's taken away by Varlin before they go crashing to the floor. And now a travel called against Batavia. Three and a half minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Stefanella inside, tried to shift it over to Newton, no good, taken away by McDonald. Quickly up the floor to Clark from the corner, no good. Stefanella on the rebound. Good ball movement from Leroy. Newton with the easy look inside, but she couldn't get it to go. Clark with it for Batavia, up the floor to McDonald. And that turned over in the corner. Here comes Humphrey down the lane. No good. Newton on the rebound. Second chance, no good. Humphrey, another opportunity. Before she pulls it out. Now around the floor to Stefanella before it comes back to Dambro. Fires up the 3, no good. And a nice rebound there from Batavia's Julia Preston. Walsh in the corner. Up and under. Good! Count it for Isabella Walsh. She'll be looking to make it a 3-point play with 2:14 remaining in the second quarter. As she trims the deficit to 4, looking to cut into it a bit deeper and make it a 3-point game. Tucholsky once again on for Batavia as Clark takes a break. There's Walsh looking to complete the 3-point play. And a violation called against Walsh, so the free throw will be negated. Stefanella in the middle of the floor, up to Dambra. And right back out to Allen. Newton in the lane. Up and good. Batavia wanted to travel to no avail. Here's Walsh with it in transition. Walsh, nice bounce pass to Preston. She had it knocked away by Stefanella. Preston will head to the line for 2 shots. Preston, no good on the first try. Preston 1 for 2. It's now a 5-point game. Humphrey, good trap from Batavia, but Humphrey able to dribble out of it. Good ball handling from Humphrey on this possession. Corner 3 heaved up by Leroy's Rachel Smith, seeing her first action of the night. No good. Batavia on the rebound, looking to trim their 5-point deficit now. Farland, high post to Walsh. Walsh down the lane, no good. Tipped out. And now it's Leroy with it. Humphrey pulls it back out. Second guesses herself, now attacks the basket. And what a decision that was, as it's Leroy's largest lead of the game now at 7 points, inside a minute to go in the second quarter. Batavia started hot, has since fizzled. Preston from the corner, no good. Humphrey on the rebound. Dunn inside, no good. Tucholsky on the rebound. McDonald cutting through the lane. Preston tried to get it to her, but it was knocked away. Another turnover committed by Batavia. Stefanella, nice spin move and draws the foul. She'll head to the line for 2 shots with 17 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. No good for Stefanella. One for 2. Back to increases to an 8-point lead for Leroy. Largest lead of the game as Stefanella takes a break. McKenzie back into the game. And Batavia throws it away in the inbound. 14 seconds remaining here in the second. Leroy looking to increase its lead. Humphrey, top of the key, over to McKenzie. McKenzie back to Humphrey. Allen with it on the wing. Tight defense applied by Tucholsky, but a little bit too tight as she fouls, and that will give Leroy the ball underneath. 4 seconds remaining in the second. Humphrey back to Allen in the corner for 3 at the buzzer. All the way around the rim and out. We head to the half. It's an 8-point Leroy lead. Batavia looking for answers during the break. We'll be back on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. All right, welcome back to Leroy High School. Alex Brasky and Mia Laughlin with you. Mia, we had a little late start just to take everyone behind the curtain. You're working the camera tonight. I'm doing the scoreboard. We're kind of having a role reversal, and I screwed up. I had some technical difficulties on my end, taking on a new role. Not necessarily a new role, but a new-ish role with our dynamic, and I dropped the ball. What do you have to say for my critical error here? How bad did I screw up tonight?
I think it was a pretty decent screw up, but I think that it was only a couple points we missed, and I think it'll be okay in the end.
Well, Mia being very gracious, I do feel bad for missing the first 6 minutes of the game, however, due to a technical mishap on our end. But here we are for the complete second half of play between Batavia and Leroy. Batavia led early 5-2, but it's since been pretty much all Leroy. They now hold an 8-point lead. Batavia turning the ball over, unable to score on offense, and Leroy has found a bit of a rhythm as head coach Rob Curran hopes his bunch can close this out and work their way back to 500, while coach John McCulley for Batavia is hoping his group can earn their first win of the year in comeback fashion. So 19-11 is your score, 16 minutes to play here on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Our scoreboard sponsor for tonight's game and every game here on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network is, of course, Casella Waste, your #1 service provider for all your waste and recycling needs. As Varlin knocks it down, and it's down to a 6-point Leroy lead. Good start for Batavia. Stefanella saved it from going out of bounds. Good hustle play for Leroy there. And now Petrie knocked it away from Allen out of bounds. Looks like it went off of Walsh before crossing the baseline, and it will stay with the Knights. Stefanella inside, no good. And a nice strong rebound from Julia Preston. Walsh, good hustle play, saving it from going out of bounds, but right to Leroy, and they hustle in transition, trying to push the pace with numbers, but forced to pull it back out. A nice job by Batavia hustling back on defense. Allen bouncing it into Dunn. Nice position dribble. Leroy regains its 8-point advantage. Beginning of this game, Leroy was all out of whack on both sides of the floor, but they've since settled things down, and they're really putting together a fine performance here tonight. Stefanella inside, Dunn fouled. She'll head to the line for 2 shots. We'd also like to thank Genesee Community College. Apply online for free, genesee.edu/apply. 2 shots coming up for Dunn. And she lost the handle. And we will reset now. You don't see that one very often, Mia. And Dunn able to regroup and knock down the free throw, and that free throw is sponsored by Empire Tractor. We're here to help you grow. 2 for 2. So it didn't start well for Dunn at the free throw line there, but what a recovery. She loses the ball, Mia, able to regain her composure and knock down 2 free throws.
Yeah, it was good she was able to come back from that. I know it can be pretty embarrassing when you have a slip-up like that.
So here comes Leroy now. 10-point lead, their largest of the game. Allen from the corner works her way into the lane, up and good. Leroy in firm control of this one. 5:50 remaining in the third quarter. Their pressure defense has wreaked havoc on Batavia and caused a number of turnovers. Another one here, a travel called against Varland. Foul called against Batavia. We'll send Dunn to the line once again. Let's see if she can gain the handle. Oh, what a job. Dunn unable to complete the three-point play, but Leroy able to grab another extra possession on the offensive rebound. Stefanella tried to lob it into Dunn, knocked away, and it will stay with the Knights. Corner, Dunn. Good, excuse me, Allen for three. That 5 and that 3 look a lot alike. They both got the headbands on with the ponytails, so my apologies. But Allen on the 3, it's now a 17-point lead for Leroy. They are running away with this one. That one dribbled off Petrie's leg, and now it's the Knights in transition. Allen to the rim. Batavia might want to call a timeout here. 19-point lead for the Knights. Inside 5 minutes to play here in the third. McDonald trapped. Gets it away to Walsh. Varland from the wing for 3. No good. Petrie unable to collect the rebound. Stefanella up the floor to Allen. Out of bounds off the Knights. There's Walsh pushing it up to Clark. Clark attacking the basket, and a blocking foul called against Dambra on the pass, so Batavia will take it out underneath. Walsh, deep jumper, no good. Collects her own rebound and gets it to go. So Batavia breaks the dry spell. Now a 17-point Leroy lead here. Inside 4 minutes to play. Preston near the rim. She's fouled. We'll reset our clock as I jumped ahead a little bit. 4 minutes on the dot remaining as Preston heads to the line for 2 shots. First free throw good from Preston. 2 for 2. That one thrown away by the Knights. Batavia will take over now. McDonald doing a nice job breaking the press. Up to Walsh now, into the hands of Varland in the corner. Back to Walsh in the post. Reverse layup, no good. Knocked away off Stefanella. It will stay with Batavia. Bounced into Walsh, kicked out of bounds off Batavia. Three and a half minutes to play here in the third quarter. Humphrey evading defenders, but it's taken away by Clark. Clark in transition, all the way to the rim and an offensive foul. And a timeout called by Batavia. We'd also like to thank the Ankle and Foot Centers of Western New York. There's no need to suffer with ankle and foot problems. Contact the Ankle and Foot Centers of Western New York. Also, Yasis Trucking and Construction in Byron. All right, I forgot to stop the clock. We do have 3:17 remaining here in the third quarter as Batavia takes back over out of the timeout. Trailing by 15. We'll see if the Blue Devils can put forth a late surge. And Preston, out of the timeout, banks it in from straight on. Good start for Batavia here as they look to work their way back. Good transition play from Leroy, though, is done. Easy does it at the rim. Here's Walsh breaking the press. Varland over to McDonald. Now into Clark's hands for three. Good! Julia Clark knocks down the three, and it's a 12-point game. 2.5 minutes to play here in the third. Dunn had that one go off her hands, out of bounds. A turnover committed by the Knights. So just like that, here comes Batavia. Once trailed by 19, it's now down to a 12-point game. Donald to Walsh at the top of the key. Over to Preston. Tries again. No good. Rebound. Batted around underneath. And a travel called against Leroy. It will stay with Batavia here. As Petrie checks back in. Preston will take a break. Newton back in for Leroy. Dunn will take a break. Clark, three from the wing. No good. Nice box out there. Ooh, and I spoke too soon. As apparently that was a grab underneath called against Leroy's Rachel Smith. Looked like a good box out from here, but the official, a better angle, and called the foul. So 2 minutes to play here in the third. Batavia turns it over, trailing by 12. And a walk. And a timeout called by Batavia. And we'll take a quick break here on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. All right. 12-point game. We're back to action. Alex Brasky, Mia Laughlin on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Batavia on the comeback trail. Once trailed by 19, they now trail by 12. showing a little bit more intensity and structure here on the offensive end, and it's led to a 7-point run. Not sure of the exact numbers of the run, but they've made their way back from a 19-point deficit. McDonald, long jumper, no good. Walsh on the rebound, gets it to Clark for the extra possession. McDonald to Varland on the wing, 3, no good. And McKenzie collects the rebound before she steps out of bounds, so it will stay with Batavia. Another extra possession coming up for the Blue Devils. I'm not going to lie to me, I'm so used to working the camera in the past, I'm not doing a great job with the scoreboard today. You, on the other hand, phenomenal job with the camera. Inbound, tried to get it to Petrie, knocked away. Newton came up with the takeaway for Leroy. Stefanella inside, that one ripped away by Petrie, so both teams trading turnovers, and now Petrie's fouled. One more foul committed by the Knights this quarter, and Batavia will go to the line in the bonus. 1:17 remaining as Preston checks back in. Clark will take a quick break. So here's Varland with it and turns it over as Preston was coming in for the screen. Varland thought she was cutting to the basket. 1:05 remaining here in the third. Varland tipped that one away, goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Knights here. Inside a minute to play. Here in the third, Stefanella to the rim. Nice bounce pass to Newton, couldn't get the finish. Out of bounds, and it goes off the Knights. Batavia doing a nice job on the defensive end in recent possessions. They've slowed the Knights' charge. So here's Varland now bringing it up for the Blue Devils, initiating the possession with about 40 seconds remaining in the frame. McDonald on the perimeter. Stefanella giving her room. Shifts it over to Petrie on the opposite side of the floor. Varland fading away from the corner. Air ball. Rebound goes to Stefanella. 20 seconds left in the quarter. Stefanella up the sideline. And she's ridden a bit too hard as looks like the foul will be called against Petrie. Still a 12-point game. Big defensive possession here for Batavia. Leroy looking to extend its advantage. Inbound to Stefanella. Attacking the lane, spinning through, no good. Now into the hands of McKenzie, who fires up a 3, no good. Petrie on the rebound. 6 seconds remaining, 5 seconds remaining. Petrie has to go quickly. McDonald with it now, fires up a 3. Good! J-Min McDonald knocks down the 3. And Batavia has cut it within 9. And the Blue Devils faithful explodes as they can feel it. 8 minutes to go, 9-point game. We got a good finish coming up for you here on the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, beginning with our scoreboard sponsor. That is, of course, Casella Waste. Also, Genesee Community College, Empire Tractor, the Ankle and Foot Centers of Western New York, and Yasis Trucking and Construction. So the Blue Zoo, albeit a bit limited here tonight, starting to feel themselves as their Blue Devils are working their way back into contention here. They were down by 19, have cut that deficit by 10 points, now trail it by 9 entering the fourth quarter, and the three-pointer from Jamin McDonald at the buzzer worked it under a double-digit deficit. So never say die is the mentality Batavia is trying to forge here in the late stages of this game. Good crowd on hand here tonight. senior night for the Knights. Eight minutes to go. Leroy will begin the fourth with possession. Oh, one of the senior banners over there is draped down almost onto the floor. We're going to have to get that corrected, as it was Dambra's poster over there. Took a dive, but Batavia with another stop on defense. Dunn took a hit to the head, but she's tough. She stays in the game as Leroy sets up the 2-3 zone with Batavia taking it out underneath. Clark struggling to get it in, eventually does so to Varland. Now over to McDonald. From the wing, no good. Batavia wanted the foul to no avail. Dambra going quickly now. 7.5 minutes to play. McKenzie for three. No good. McDonald on the rebound. Up the floor to Varland for three, and she knocks it down. Here come the Blue Devils. It's a 6-point game. 7 minutes to go. Dunn on the other end, and she's fouled by McDonald. A little bit of body contact on the block. And that is McDonald's third foul of the game. Two more, she will be disqualified. Official making sure Dunn is okay. She was hit in the head on defense, and now a hard foul on the other end. So just giving her a bit of time to collect herself. And she's unable to make the free throw. She's been money from the free throw line tonight, so you can tell how the contact may have impacted her a bit. 1 of 2 as she collects herself to give her team a 7-point lead here inside 7 minutes to go. McDonald over to Walsh on the wing. Three. No good. Dambra on the rebound. McKenzie going quickly. Allen back to McKenzie. Good defense by McDonald here. Allen thought about the deep three, but then thought better of it. Nice pass from Dambra to Dunn inside, and she's fouled. Dunn will head to the line once again. We'll see who this foul's on. Batavia's hoping it doesn't go against McDonald. And it looks like it went against Varland. That's her second. And Dunn, after one miss, right back on track with 2 in a row. Can't make the second, but she gets her own rebound. What hustle from Dunn, and another foul committed by Batavia. So 8-point game. Leroy stemming the tide here, but they throw it away. 6:22 remaining here in the fourth. Batavia continuing to battle. McDonald on the wing. Opposite wing to Varland now for three. She's getting hot. Anna Varland with her second three-pointer in as many attempts. It's down to a 5-point Leroy lead. 6 minutes to go. Batavia once again applying the pressure. Allen tried to bounce it over to McKenzie. Loose ball. Who's got it? Jump ball. It will stay with the Knights. Humphrey coming back in for Leroy. And Coach Rob Curran will call a timeout. And both sides will talk things over. We'll take a quick break here on the Batavia Daily News YouTube channel. All right, here we go. 5:57 remaining. Batavia remains on the comeback trail. Trailed it by as many as 19. Now down 5 in the fourth. Leroy trying to work their way to a 500 record. Batavia looking for its first win of the season. Allen for 3, no good. What a box out there from Julia Preston. Preston, the pick and roll with Clark, but she traveled, or double dribbled, excuse me. Humphrey down the sideline, lobs it into Dunn, and she's fouled. Not sure about that call. And that's going to be McDonald's 4th foul of the game. It's been a well-officiated game here tonight, but not sure about that call. And Dunn, as she has been all night, money from the line. Up by 6 on the Knights. Two for 2. So now or never for Batavia. Trailing by 7. They've made a run, now need to finish it off if they hope to pull off their first victory of the year. Walsh in the corner along the baseline. Nice bounce pass to McDonald. Couldn't get it to go, though. Awkward angle on the short jumper. Nice transition play from Leroy. Gets Stefanella an open look inside, but Walsh, good hustle back to affect the shot. Inside 5 minutes to play. McDonald trying to do it herself, and she's fouled. Danborough commits the foul. Batavia will take it out underneath. Inbound to Preston. Jumper from the free throw line. Oh, around the rim and out. Stefanella on the rebound. Pushes it ahead to Allen, who finishes at the rim. 9-point lead for Leroy. Walsh had that one knocked away into the hands of Dunn now. 4.5 minutes to play. Humphrey in transition, and she's fouled. Count the basket. It's an 11-point lead for Leroy. Humphrey going to the line, looking to make it a 3-point play. All right, 4:24 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 11-point lead for Leroy. Humphrey at the line for 2 shots. And a violation committed by Batavia. That'll give Humphrey another try to complete the three-point play. And she's able to do so, up to a 12-point lead for Leroy now. Varland to the block, and she travels. Humphrey. Leroy looks to waste a bit of time here on this possession. Allen into the lane, no good. McDonald on the rebound. Pushing it ahead to Preston. Thought about the jumper. Now shuffles it over to Walsh. McDonald inside and finishes. Batavia continuing to battle, now down 10. Dambra down the lane, dribbled it off her leg, out of bounds. Batavia will take back over. Here comes Petrie back in, checking in for Preston. Walsh over to Clark along the baseline. No good. Closed off by Allen, Dunn, and Stefanella. Inside 3 minutes to play. And a foul called against Batavia. That will send Leroy to the line for 2 shots as they are now on the bonus. Humphrey 0 for 2. Batavia will take over. Ten-point lead for Leroy. Last chance for Batavia here down the stretch. Varland stops, pops, rebound to McDonald. She's fouled. McDonald makes the first. One for 2. Walsh on the rebound, and she'll head to the line now. Walsh misses the first. Oh for 2 for Walsh. But she comes up with the rebound, and a jump ball will stay with Batavia. Dunn is down and hurt once again, but she gets back up as tough as ever. She'll remain in the game. Inbounded to Varland. Down the lane. Left-handed finish. 7-point game. Dunn fouled near midcourt, and she'll head to the line for 2 shots. Humphrey 0 for 2. Batavia on the rebound. 2:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. That one poked away by Humphrey. Varland able to collect it. McDonald down the lane through two defenders, and she converts. Down to a 5-point Leroy lead now. 2 minutes to play. Here's Allen along the sideline, trapped by Walsh and Varland. She throws it away. Petrie comes up with a loose ball. She's fouled by Dunn, and one more foul will send Batavia to the line. Batavia refuses to quit. They've gone down by 19. They've gone down by 13. And now all the way back to a 5-point deficit. Walsh, good poise as she was pressured by two Leroy defenders. Clark couldn't get it to go. McDonald fouled as she crashed to the floor. And the foul will be called on the floor. I thought it was yes, it was ruled on the floor, but bonus will send McDonald to the line for 2 shots. 1:38 to play. Huge free throws coming up, and the first is missed. McDonald 0 for 2. Walsh there for the putback. No good, and Leroy comes up with possession. 1:30 to play. Batavia may have to consider fouling here. Allen crashing to the floor. McKenzie inside to Dunn, and McDonald took it away. Varland now with it. Quickly up the floor for Batavia. Chased down by Stefanella. That forces her off her course. Varland had that tipped away. Out of bounds. Who's it off of? Off Batavia. It goes back to the Knights. Five-point lead for Leroy. 1:09 remaining. Walsh tips it away from Allen. Able to regain possession. Now it's Humphrey up the floor. Humphrey bouncing it into Dunn. Dunn working on the block. Throws it away into the hands of Clark. Batavia has to go quickly, and Clark does the honors and throws it away. And now a timeout called by Leroy with 48 seconds remaining and a 5-point lead. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, beginning with Casella Waste, your #1 service provider for all your waste and recycling needs. Also, Genesee Community College. Genesee, your path. Apply online for free at genesee.edu/apply. Also, Empire Tractor, your local New Holland dealer, empiretractor.com. Also, the Ankle and Foot Centers of Western New York. Dr. George Vito says there's no need to suffer with ankle and foot problems. Contact the Ankle and Foot Centers of Western New York today. Also, Yasis Trucking and Construction. That's Yasis Trucking in Byron. So it's been an interesting game here tonight between Batavia and Leroy at Leroy High School. Leroy led by 19. Batavia came back to cut it to a 5-point game. Then Batavia fell behind by 13 before once again trimming it to a 5-point deficit here down the stretch. Leroy will have it out of the timeout. Batavia is going to have to foul. Leroy ball on the side. Walsh will guard the inbound, and Clark will lay off Allen here. They're going to need a foul, and they do. .42 seconds remaining. Critical free throws coming up for Abby Allen. 0 for 1. And 0 for 2. 2 big misses. Batavia with a chance now. 40 seconds remaining. They trail by 5. McDonald up the floor. Kicks it out to Varland for 3. No good. Rebound to Allen. Batavia's going to have to foul again. Walsh on Allen. Not sure why they're not fouling yet. McKenzie with it now. Batavia needs to foul. Allen with it. And Varland finally commits the foul. "17 seconds remaining. 2 more critical free throws coming up for Allen. She just missed twice. And this time she converts on the first attempt. 1 more could put it out of reach for Batavia. Would make it a 3-possession game. Two for 2 for Allen. Good rebound after missing 2 in the previous trip to the line. Varland moving quickly now. One last chance for Batavia. Can't get it to go. Gets her own rebound. Kicks it out to Clark. 10 seconds remaining. Clark, step back 3. No good. And it will roll out of bounds. No, Walsh saves it, and she's fouled. And she'll head to the line with 2 seconds remaining. So 2 seconds left. Walsh with 2 free throws. Makes the first. Cuts it to a 6-point game. And Walsh 2 for 2. Cuts it to a 5-point game. McKenzie takes the inbound. And that's going to do it here from Leroy High School. Your final score, 45-40. Leroy improves to 7-7. Batavia falls to 0-13. Alex Brasky for Mia Laughlin on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Apologize for the delay at the start of the game, but thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. I can't imagine.